Exercise biomechanics. What we will be looking at today for the functional biomechanics video is the biomechanics of the burpee. Exercise is key to health and good for a long, happy life. As of June 2015, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported that 72% of men and 65% of women are overweight or obese. In addition, approximately 17% of children and adolescents are overweight or obese. In order to curb and eradicate these numbers, professionals in the fitness and health industries have recommended that physical activity is a must for good health. Exercising 3 days per week for 30 minutes is the optimal amount that is recommended. Exercise and healthy eating habits work together to help reduce stress, decrease healthcare costs, reduce the risk for disease, and reduce the risk for some cancers. In some cases, specific exercises have been shown to be more beneficial than others. These types of exercises are ones that use multiple muscles during the workout. The burpee is one of these common exercises used. Here we have a picture of how to demonstrate it. A squat down, kicking the feet back, performing a push-up, returning to the squat, and standing and ending with a jump into the air. The burpee exercise is a common exercise used as a part of a regular routine. It is excellent at improving strength as well as endurance when done correctly. Here we have a video of the burpee. In the video, we saw several different movements that can be related to the biomechanics principles. First one is forces. Many different muscles are used during the burpee exercise and contract due to the forces that are applied to the body. External forces exerted on the muscles is needed in order to cause contraction. Forces exerted by the ground are necessary to propel the legs back and forth during the movement, as well as aid in propelling the body upward during the squat jump. Weights can also be added to increase the force, which then helps to increase and build muscle mass and strength. Work, power, and energy is what is needed to cause the contraction of the muscles, which then overcomes external forces. The pectoralis muscles perform an eccentric contraction as the body is lowered to the floor during the push-up, and then concentrically contracts as the body is lifted up. Eccentric contraction of the core muscles maintains proper alignment of the body. Concentric contraction of the muscles of the glutes and the hamstrings helps the body work to overcome the forces of gravity during the jumping phase. Speed and velocity are key in propelling the body through each movement. In addition, the external forces such as gravity and other forces from the ground help to slow down each movement to prepare for the next movement. In addition, external weights may be added to improve linear kinetics, which then again helps to build more strength. Power and energy are key in order to move the body where it needs to go. Different muscles give off different amounts of power and energy. The use of multiple muscles is key because it increases energy, which then increases power and work. In addition, a way to absorb energy and decrease the impact on the body is to keep the knees and ankles bent when coming down from the jump. This significantly reduces the risk of injury. Torque. Muscles move joints, which then builds torque. The pectoralis, deltoid, and triceps muscles cause torque in the shoulder, which then leads to rotation. This rotation is key during the burpee exercise. Optimal flexion and extension is also key at each joint because it increases the moment arm, which then increases torque. The optimal flexion is about 90 degrees at the elbow. Small moment arms limit the amount of torque that can be produced. Therefore, more energy is required to overcome this force. This can significantly increase the risk of injury during the burpee. The triceps and biceps muscles work together through concentric and eccentric contraction, which then causes torque at the elbow joint during the push-up. The hip flexors and extensors contract concentrically and eccentrically, which rotate the hip and cause torque, which then pushes the legs in and out during the up and down phases. Angular motion is also another key biomechanic principle. The burpee occurs in a fixed and non-fixed line. It is where all motion occurs. The angular motion occurs at the shoulder, elbow, knee, hip, and ankle joints. In addition, inertia is sped up and slowed down in order to optimize the motion of the burpee. Flexion at the hip and the knee joint also helps to slow down the moment of inertia at the hip joint, where the axis of rotation is located. Hand placement has been known to affect the moment of inertia in a longitudinal axis. By keeping the mass of the body closer to the axis of rotation, the smaller the moment of inertia, therefore you can get faster and more fluent movements, which can then decrease the chances and risks of injury. Let's look at a few different variations of the burpee. Although each burpee is different in the amount of muscles that are used, the biomechanic principles just discussed still apply regardless of how many muscles are used. Angular motion, forces, linear kinetics, all still apply. Thank you very much for watching this video presentation on the burpee exercise. Here is a list of the several references which were used during this video presentation.